In this video we are going to talk about top 10 places to visit in Vietnam. So before starting, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for our future updates. Vietnam is a stunning mix of natural and cultural wonders. Vietnam has a lot of history and a lot of different people. There are more than 50 different ethnic groups in the country. Even the most slothful may view the beautiful karst scenery of Halong Bay up close on a boat. While the countryside is lush and beautiful, the cities are vibrant and offer plenty of opportunities to sample Vietnamese cuisine. This interesting country is one of Southeast Asia's most underappreciated. Plan your trip to Vietnam with our list of must-see destinations. Number 10. Siu Chi Tunnels. The Siu Chi Tunnels were an extensive tunnel network that stretched for more than 250 kilometers during the war, allowing VC troops to operate and communicate in the area surrounding Ho Chi Minh City. Not just for people who want to learn about Vietnam's modern military history. All travelers will enjoy seeing the Siu Chi Tunnels. Two short parts of the network can be toured with a guide who will lead you down into the dark, cramped tunnels, which aren't good for people who are afraid of being in small places. At various moments, you will be practically crawling on your hands and knees. The tunnels can be reached from either Ben Dinh Village or Ben Duoc Village. Number 9. Nha Trang. Nha Trang is the place to go in Vietnam if you want to have some sand fun. The well-kept beach stretches for 6 kilometers along the central Nha Trang city waterfront and is busy with local families on vacation as well as foreign visitors during the summer. There are lots of places to swim and places to relax, making this a great place to spend a day in the sun and sand. If you get tired of sunbathing, head north across the Xom Bong Bridge to the historic Panugar Cham Towers, which have been used as a place of prayer since at least the 7th century, with some historians saying the site itself has been a place of active worship since much earlier. There is also a great museum about the work of Alexander Yersin, who found the cause of the bubonic plague and built the Pasteur Institute in Nha Trang, which is a great place to visit. Number 8. Hanoi. The frantic heartbeat of the country, Vietnam's capital is a city that both befuddles and attracts visitors. Some people may find the motorbike chaos, smog, and continual noise of street vendors too much, but Hanoi is the place to go if you want to immerse yourself in Vietnamese city life. The Old Town section is full of decaying beauty and history buffs should come here just to see the many great museums. The Vietnam Museum of Ethnology and the Vietnam Fine Art Museum are good places to start learning about the country's art. The Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum is a good place to remember the country's founder. Number 7. Sapa Countryside. The verdant rice field region surrounding Sapa, flanked by the rugged peaks of the Hong Lien Mountains, sometimes still referred to as the Tonkinese Alps by French colonial-era residents, is home to some of Vietnam's most magnificent rural panoramas. The Hmong, Gia, and Red Zao people live in the deep valleys, while the undulating hills are planted with rice crops and overlooked by the country's tallest peak, Phan Mountain. This is Vietnam's best trekking location, providing a plethora of possibilities for trekking or day hiking through tiny villages while taking in the breathtaking mountain scenery. Sapa is the major base here, a historic hill outpost that has been transformed into a bustling and ever-expanding tourist destination that stands in stark contrast to the lush, quiet landscape right on its doorstep. Number 6. Hoi An. Vibrant Hoi An is the most atmospheric city in Vietnam. The Old Town section is a delight to explore, full of well-preserved merchant homes from the 15th century, when Japanese and Chinese merchants flocked here for the native silks. Many of the historic merchant residences have been opened to the public. The 17th century Tan Khai House is the greatest. One of Hoi An's most beloved landmarks is the charming Japanese bridge on Tran Phu Street, and the assembly hall of the Fujian Chinese congregation is a nearby temple. While Hoi An has several little pagodas and museums, the real charm is in strolling around the ancient town and admiring the well-preserved buildings. Number 5. My Son. My Son is a 4th century Cham period temple city surrounded by jungle-covered mountains. From the 7th to the 10th centuries, this ancient Hindu holy site was still in operation, only to be abandoned in the 13th century. Around 20 temples still survive here, all made of brick or sandstone and influenced by several Asian civilizations, notably Indian and Malay. The oldest temples are in Group B, while the most notable landmark in Group A was deliberately demolished by US soldiers during the Vietnam War. The Cham are well represented in the local museum. Number 4. Phong Nha Bang National Park. Phong Nha Bang National Park is a stunning karst mountain formation honeycombed with vast caverns home to outstanding stalactite and stalagmite displays. The park's most popular attraction is the 31-kilometer-long Paradise Cave. The vast caverns are stunning. Tu Lan Cave is a wet cave where visitors can swim in the cave's river. The Phong Nha Caves are another popular adventure, with boat access to the interior. Sun Trek is close to Phong Nha Bang National Park. Number 3. Hue. Hue, one of Vietnam's most historic cities, is brimming with treasures from the era of the Nguyen emperors in the 19th century. The imperial enclosure, which stretches for 2.5 kilometers along the banks of the beautiful Perfume River, is a massive complex surrounded by walls. The beautiful No Man Gate, the Tai Hoa Palace with its exquisitely lacquered interior detailing, the Dien Tho residence, where the Queen Mothers would live, and the halls of mandarins with its intact ceiling murals are all worth seeing when walking the grounds. Outside the imperial enclosure's boundaries, there are a plethora of historic sites. Taking a riverboat tour on the Perfume River is one of the most pleasant methods to see a range of outlying locations. On a day cruise, you can see various royal tombs as well as pagodas. If you only have a limited amount of time, the Tomb of Tu Doc is the best tomb to visit, and the Tien Mu Pagoda, with its 21-meter-high tower, is the most important pagoda in the neighborhood. Number 2. Ho Chi Minh City. For city slickers, no trip to Vietnam is complete without a stop in Ho Chi Minh City, the country's bustling commercial center. The streets are clogged with motorcycles and cars, the restaurant and cafe culture is tremendously diverse, and the shopping is some of the greatest in the country. Dong Quoy, the city's heart, is a relatively modest and easily navigable central zone that houses the majority of the city's attractions. The HCMC Museum, with a remarkable collection of items that links the city's story together, and the great Notre Dame Cathedral, built in the late 19th century, are both located here. Visit the Jade Emperor Pagoda, which houses a magnificent collection of Buddhist and Taoist religious art, and the historic area of Da Cao nearby for some of the best remaining specimens of the city's French colonial architecture. After that, history buffs should visit the History Museum, which has piles of treasures on exhibit from numerous ancient sites. The two must-see tourism sites for many visitors are located close outside the city center, along Nguyen Thi Minh Khai Street. The president of South Vietnam lived in the Reunification Palace, which was then known as Independence Palace. It is most known as the location where North Vietnamese tanks came to a halt on April 30, 1975, formally ending the conflict. It's an absolutely fascinating house to explore, replete with original 1960s furnishings. Nearby, the War Remnants Museum provides a horrific image of the cruelty of war and the countless atrocities committed by U.S. forces during their Vietnam operation, despite its clear prejudice. Number 1. Halong Bay. Halong Bay's karst seascape is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the best places to visit in the world for stunning sea views. Thousands of limestone islets have been worn into jagged pinnacles by wind and water over millennia in this region in the Gulf of Tonkin. This is great cruising country, as the bay's splendor is best appreciated by boat. A day journey will not suffice to explore Halong Bay's renowned sites, so book at least one overnight vacation. The Hang Sung Sat, with 3 huge caverns, and the Hang Dao Go, with magnificently unusual stalagmites and stalactites, are 2 caves in the bay that may be visited. The pleasure for most people, though, is simply drifting through the karsts and taking in the changing panorama of pinnacles as you go. What do you think about our video? Please let us know in the comments area below. If you enjoyed this video and would want to hear from me again, please subscribe and turn on the notification before leaving. Thank you for watching us.